5 people own more than 3.8 billion. Not 5%, 5 individuals. And the gap is growing faster than at any point in human history. But the number is not even the disturbing part. The disturbing part is it was engineered. Legally. Deliberately. And the mechanism is still running right now. One decision in 1971, one rule change in 1982, and $300 million in lobbying that rewrote the rules of money itself. By the end of this video, you will not just understand how 5 people got here, you will understand why the system is designed to keep going. In 1971, Nixon took the US dollar off the gold standard. Before that, every dollar was backed by physical gold. Money was scarce because gold was scarce. That scarcity was a hard ceiling on how fast wealth could accumulate for anyone. The moment that link was severed, money became a number. And numbers can be created infinitely. Every time new money enters the system, it flows toward assets first. Stocks, real estate, equity, business ownership. The things that wealthy people already hold. Their holdings rise in value automatically. Not because they did anything, simply because more money now exists chasing the same number of assets. The person with no assets gets none of that. They just watch prices rise. Here is the number to hold for the rest of this video. Since 1979, wages adjusted for inflation have grown 12%. The S&P 500, the primary wealth vehicle of the 5 people we are about to name, has grown over 3,000% in the exact same 50-year period. 12 versus 3,000. That is not bad luck. That is not a market inefficiency. 3 specific mechanisms drove that divergence. The second one was a federal crime until one rule quietly changed. The 5. Musk, Bezos, Zuckerberg, Ellison, Buffett. Pay close attention to the third name, because what built the bulk of his fortune was classified as stock market manipulation. It was a federal crime until one SEC rule was quietly rewritten. Combined, these 5 people hold over $700 billion. If you earned $5,000 every single day, more than most people earn in a month, you would not reach $1 billion for 547 years. These 5 men have hundreds of billions each. The math stops producing an emotional response at a certain scale, which is precisely why most people never actually sit with what this level of concentration means. Musk's net worth alone exceeds the GDP of over 100 countries. Not microstates, not islands. Countries with governments, armies, and millions of citizens producing economic output every single day. One individual. More financial mass than 100 nations. Now the 1982 mechanism. The primary driver of wealth at this level is not salary. It is not even dividends. It is stock price. And the most powerful tool for driving stock price upward, without building anything, without creating any new value, is the share buyback. A company uses its own cash to repurchase its own shares from the market. Fewer shares in circulation means the price per share goes up automatically. The CEO, who holds tens of millions of shares, becomes proportionally wealthier without doing a single additional thing. This was explicitly categorized as stock market manipulation under SEC rules. It was illegal in the United States until 1982, when one rule was introduced under the Reagan administration, making it legal almost overnight. In the 4 decades since, corporations spent over $9 trillion on buybacks. One rule. Rewritten once. Here is where this stops being a story about 5 people you will never meet. The same mechanisms are running on your paycheck, your savings, and your retirement account right now. And they are structurally designed to widen the gap, not close it. Between 2008 and 2020, the 5 wealthiest Americans spent over $300 million lobbying. What did they specifically push for? Lower capital gains tax, the tax on wealth growing, while income tax, the tax on working, stayed higher. Carried interest provisions that let investment managers pay lower rates than teachers or nurses. Estate tax reduction so accumulated wealth passes between generations, largely untaxed. Every single change made asset accumulation more profitable, and wage growth more irrelevant to long-term wealth. They did not break the rules. They paid to rewrite them. Your labor depreciates in real terms every year. Their capital compounds at rates that accelerate the more they already have. That divergence is encoded into the tax code, monetary policy, and corporate law simultaneously. Three systems, all pointing in the same direction. Overlay lobbying expenditure against the divergence timeline, and the correlation is nearly perfect post-1982. Every acceleration in the gap matches a legislative change. Every legislative change matches a lobbying push. This is not conspiracy, it is engineering. Quiet, legal, patient, decades-long engineering. I want to show you what $700 billion could accomplish. And then the one thing that almost no one says out loud about why it does not happen. $700 billion could fund universal health care for the United States for 3 consecutive years. It could provide clean water to every person on Earth who currently lacks access, and leave $400 billion remaining. It could end global hunger, fully, not partially, for the next 25 years. All 5. Combined. One time. Problems that kill millions annually, structurally resolved. 3 of these men actively oppose the redistributive policies that would make that possible, while running charitable foundations that address the same problems at a fraction of the scale. A foundation is voluntary, controlled, and tax-deductible. A redistributive policy removes control. One preserves the machine, the other does not. Rational behavior from the system's most successful products. We built a system with specific rules. Those rules produced 5 winners and 3.8 billion people watching them. The rules are still in place. The game is still running. Do you believe the rules can be rewritten? Or is this just what money does, given enough time and enough freedom to move? Drop it below. I read every single one.